Okay, so this is Triage with Michael Angelo Agapito. Let's open up my script, open up the conversation, and let's go. Hey, Michael.
Hello, hello. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. Thank you very much. Yeah, how are you doing?
Wonderful. You're based in Amsterdam, right?
I'm based in Amsterdam right now. Yeah, currently here. And you?
Wonderful. I'm based in Singapore.
Ah,
So I think,
right.
yeah, I'm 6 hours ahead of you.
Yes, yes, yes. I guess so, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to help me here because I don't have much information on hand. I only know that you want to be a coach, right?
Well, maybe I came with the question to Saba Ali because I'm for 15 years now in sales and tech, and I worked for corporates, and for first 4 years in the banking industry. I was a financial advisor, and then I transitioned into telco IT. Last 10 years of that career path, I was mostly in management roles, leading sales. Then 5 years ago, I started my online coaching business, helping small entrepreneurs moving from offline to online, so helping them to transition. And then I went back to the corporate. I got a very good offer in Dublin, Ireland, working as an expat, leading the Benelux markets sales. So again, I went back to the corporate, and now since a few months, I quit my job at that tech company in Ireland, and yeah, I wanted to start something new. I know that the thing is that I am not really satisfied, chasing numbers and bonuses and all that kind of stuff. That is not the main thing. I'm getting tired of that. I'm 40 right now, and I don't get satisfaction from achieving my numbers. It's too flat. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't give me anything. I want to contribute. I want to impact, having more impact on people. And I'm just, like wandering around, like, what is that mission that I'm meant for? And I'm still like struggling a little bit. I did some coaching. I was coached. I went to workshops, read books. I do all that kind of stuff, but still going back to the core of myself and understanding, like, what is that mission for me? Like this really deep soul mission that how can I contribute to the fullest? How can I create the best impact ever with something that not only fulfills me, but also fulfills other people? That's basically my question.
Wow. You are speaking to the right person today. So congratulations.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I have some more information on my hand. It says that you had cancer in 33 years old.
Yeah.
So it's in remission now, right?
Yes, exactly. That's 7 years ago. Yeah, I had cancer, and it was a question if I would survive that year, if I would carry on after that year, um, completely healthy. But yeah, chemo, radiation, lost 10 kilos, no hair. Yeah, I survived that, and yeah, I'm very grateful, and I think that's part of my story as well.
Hmm. Yes, I was thinking that as well. And it also says here that you have a coach slash psychologist.
Mhm. Yeah, right. I think in the a lot of things happened last year. You know, first of all, I was dealing with myself, like, okay, you know, I'm in sales, I'm in tech sales, I'm leading sales, and it's so root. What I do is purely routines, executing routines. It's doesn't give me fulfillment. I'm getting my bonuses, I'm getting my salaries, and it's the same game that I'm playing in every corporate or in every company. It's not fulfilling anymore. And then I was like, okay, I don't want to continue doing this for another 30, 40 years of my life. I'm done with that. I don't have the energy to to be this sales leader anymore, and I just want to help people, like I have a question, for example, to you and Saba. I was like, there is more, and I believe there is more, and there's more potential to explore. Um, but how? I don't know. This is the question that I have. Um, and how do I move on from here? Setting up that business, preferably online, would be ideal for me. Um, yeah, so many questions, and then I didn't know where to turn to. Then I started taking a psychologist, trying to understand myself more from a deeper level. Took a coach on, followed a workshop of 2 days, very intense, and I discovered a lot of insights. uh, I see where it's heading if I don't do anything. I rather not, and take a different journey. And then, yeah, I followed Saba already for quite a while. I saw her many times everywhere. Then I just started talking to her on Facebook, and I said, I'm online too. I also do this stuff, but it's not something that I am really. I don't think that I'm creating that much impact, and I also don't know how to make that impact happen. That is authentically me, and I think that's what I'm searching for. Is that I am in this stage that I really want to, move on from my authentic self. And that's a bit of my question. How can I create impact from my authentic self? And I know that this is hard.
Wow. Now I can see why we attracted you because so I'm based in Singapore and my wife, her grandfather during Chinese New Year, about a couple of months back, he passed away at the age of 99 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the final 1, 2 weeks before he went, every day we would visit him at the hospital. And he shared this hospital with 5 other old people who were also pretty much like, done. And every day, as I was standing in that ward for like 30 minutes, and I look at the scene, and I thought to myself, one day it's going to be me, So when it's my turn to be like chilling on the bed down there,
Yeah.
what would have mattered? And I started thinking, you know, and same thought process as you. How can I find that purpose? How can I find that fulfillment? I started texting my friends that I haven't spoken in years. I contacted my cousins and I started doing things as though, you know, it was my last day. And when I saw all the things you were sharing with me, I'm having goosebumps, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine that.
So it seems that you have done this back and forth, maybe once or twice, where you went into a job, you came out and did your coaching business, and you went back into a job, and now you're out,
Yeah.
and now you're mentioning that you have a coach. So does it mean that this person is like your psychologist, or is this person your business coach that's already giving you guidance? Which one is it?
Mm, no, it's more life coaching. More, it's not a business coach. It's trying to help me find the authentic me, because I am, you know, we figured that in the last 30 years how I created myself, from a perspective of protection. I created a lot of me, with a lot of, you know, mechanisms like you know, things that became really me. And I see that I'm really disconnected and emotionally, and you know, I want to first find myself again. And then of course, and these are just conversations with a coach, with a coaching company. They're pretty well known here in the Netherlands, and probably in 5 conversations we will be there on the other side. And so no, it's not a business coach.
Okay, and you're looking for one now to take your message, take your gift, and convert it into something that can help people and at the same time bring you that fulfillment. Am I right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit parallel on that process, like figuring out my purpose, my authentic self, my purpose, my gift. And on one hand, I'm in contact with you guys because I'm looking for a way to not only monetize it, but also, yeah, just make my life mission from this, you know?
I see. And I just want to say that you have been a class act making this call happen. I know that it hasn't been exactly smooth, but the way you show up, your energy, your message is all very inspiring. So I really want to encourage you to persist on making this happen, finding your gift. And from what I can see here, you do have that motivation. Uh, you don't know what your message is.
No, no, not really. Yeah, that's the thing. I think I'm close. I think I'm starting to slowly understand. Yeah, first of all, what happened, what formed me, what created me, what my belief system is all about, and you know what triggers me, how I became who I am right now. And I think, like I said, in a few conversations, then we have it. I really know what's up. And then, yeah, I love coaching. I'm always energized when it's one to one settings. This is the only part from sales that I liked a lot in my career. This is why I pursued it and I continued it, because I was never a good sales manager, a leader, but I think I was always good in the one-on-one sessions. I really paid
Mm,
attention to my guys. And that's what I would love to do in my own, from my own context, my own life mission, you know. So not like, okay, this is the sales strategy, this is the kind of behavior that I want to see, and I'm going to coach a guy. this is what I did too long. And that now I'm ready to, you know, be the coachee in as well, looking for, you know, my own life mission, as in, how can I start a business, and like a, you know, as a solo entrepreneur, and start building that from scratch in a proper way. And I think it's a bit, I'm asking two questions here in the world. So finding my own purpose and kind of starting my business with it.
Yeah, it does seem that you already have that experience coaching due to that one-to-one thing that you were helping younger salespeople.
Yeah.
So now we just want to do it as a business, you know.
Yeah.
And so just to be clear, you are completely out from that old job already, right?
Completely. Yeah. Yeah.
So so you're looking to start afresh like right now and build this thing. You're not going back
Yeah.
to a job anymore. Okay.
No. I'm ready to get things started. Yeah. I mean, I am still busy figuring out something, but yeah, and that's the question that I also shared with Saba as well, now with you as well. And I'm like, okay, how do I move on from here? And should I like finish the course, the workshop, and then, you know, turn to you and say, hey, okay, this is my my ultimate mission, and how can we create a business around it, or something like that, you know? That's how I think it would be a wise idea. But, you know, that's why I also have that conversation with you, trying to figure out a way.
Yeah, I can see how you're doing your strategy. Should I finish the workshop? Earlier on, you mentioned that you were figuring something out. What is that something? Do you mind sharing?
Yeah, of course I can share that. Well, okay, so a lot of compelling events in my life. You know, I have a background, and I know where I come from, parents, childhood, a lot of things happen. It created me along the way, and I know that, you know, so a lot of, you know, I have a big protection shield. I feel that, you know, I see people, you know, in my belief system, I see people as something which is unsafe. And I feel, and of course, that comes from my past. And still, you know, now I'm a certain age, and I discover like, oh, wow, this is how I became who I am right now. Like, you know, I was always performing at my best, you know, always trying to peak perform, because it was a kind of like delivering my parents didn't give me much, but then I was always trying to get that attention. I always wanted to prove people. And I guess from there, I started to create myself. And from that proving and trying to get what I didn't have, I was always doing that for 30 years, say, like that. And that became from bad to worse, because now on one hand, I want to prove, and I try to get that attention. On the other hand, I felt very unsafe with people. So I always shared one side of the coin. I always shared the success stories. Like, I like to be on social media and, you know, share my successes, but it's people don't resonate. I know, I understand that because
I'm
you
sorry,
know.
yeah, but because we are exactly the same. That's why I'm laughing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that is my thing. That I try to keep people on a distance. I want people subconsciously. I try to create distance emotionally because I wanted to not share everything because
Yeah.
I felt that I was. They will get me wrong. They will not believe me. They will not accept me who I really am, and that's why I I kept going with the scared feelings actually with human beings around. And yeah, that's also how I ended up in sales, how I achieved an MBA. And I was never a very successful kid, but just to prove everything. And it makes me tired, it's a
Mm.
burning platform in the end for me. And I realize a lot of things that I would like to prevent other people doing the same thing as I did, and still I'm
Mm.
young enough to help people. But I have a feeling that something here is
Did
something,
you
there's
hear what you
something.
just? I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Did you
No
hear what
way.
you just
Yeah,
said?
of course.
Did you hear what you just
No,
said?
what did I
The,
say?
the last sentence you just said.
Last sentence. I think my purpose is in there or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, 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 that's what I think as well. But I'm just not sure. Yeah,
You said you want to use all these things you've learned to help someone else not fall
yeah,
into that trap of being motivated by the wrong things and then creating this artificial self that in the end you're going to realize that it's a creation and you burn out. That was what you
yeah,
just said before I interrupted you.
yeah,
So
that's true.
you have to remember that that is gold right there. Yes, please carry on. So after
Yeah,
you found this purpose, and then what?
yeah, and then I found that purpose, and then I'm okay. So say this is my purpose, and I found how I created my, like you said, this is a cool word, this artificial self, and I want to get rid of that, and I want to move on and feel free, and feel first instance, really feel, like not artificially feel, but like this is what I'm not doing. I was with an actor last week in this coaching workshop, and the coach said timeout. And then there was a bunch of entrepreneurs in the same workshop, and everyone was like looking at me, and I was doing that coaching thing with the actor, and the actor said timeout. I said, Michael, do you see what is happening? And I was like, yeah, I think I notice, I feel it, and I feel there's no feeling. There's no connection. I'm not
Hmm.
empathizing with your problems. And then I started to understand that I am probably very far drifted away with my feelings. And, I don't even feel myself anymore very intensely. And I also don't feel others anymore very intensely. And that's where I'm heading at the moment, where I'm standing already, actually. I don't feel connected with myself, but also not with the actor last week. And I said, aha, this is the whole thing. I don't feel. I'm disconnected because of all this stuff, this artificial self. And in the end, I'm so far away from my own heart. Um, yeah, that I could not be that coach or
Hmm.
be that empathizing person at that moment. Yeah, that was hitting the hammer on the nail, because
Hmm.
then I was like, oh, finally, it was a comeback day after the workshop, and then that was my aha moment. Um, to and then the external coach, who was also looking at me, not the actor, but the coach. Yeah, exactly, Michael. And do you understand where this comes from? And then we had this whole conversation with the other people around as well. And I was like, I guess I understand it. And then I started, trying to rhyme everything I have all the events one after another, and I started slowly to understand that this comes from very early days when I was young, and I just, yeah, like you said, I created myself in a very artificial way, and I kept going with this yeah, with this fake thing. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's yeah, that's a bit it, I guess.
Well, the good thing, it seems that now you're aware of this and you are on this healing journey to shed that old identity, that outer layer, that mask, and just let it go and bring out the real authentic side in you. I see this as a healing process.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
can see that the life coach that you're working with is probably going to bring more of that out of you. And how I see us coming to the picture is then taking this process as well as your story to
Mhm.
turn it into a vehicle for, let's say, the younger versions of you in different
Yeah.
countries, yeah, all over the world. They're in their 20s. They're like, I gotta make more sales. I gotta hit my numbers. And you're like, hey kid, you don't want to go there, you know?
Yeah. 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 That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk goals for a moment.
Mm.
Uh, do you have any goals in mind as far as when I'm building this new thing? What does it look like? Have you thought about it?
A little bit. Um, so I think there is something with me and coaching. I love coaching. I am like I love this settings, this one-to-one settings. I in the last 15 years I discovered I'm more of a one-to-one person than a big speaker for big large audiences in the first place. I so one-on-one, and what I like is that everyone is different and unique. So the coaching question is always a little bit different from everyone, and that makes it so beautiful at the same time to to yeah to to have always a different challenge. And on the other hand, I would like to, and so it would be probably something like a coaching business, solving a problem from another person. And way back I was thinking, oh, my cancer, maybe my cancer journey, I can, apply that to life and help remission, people in remission. I was like that, okay, maybe I will do that. But then I was like, nah, I don't know how to do this. And then I started, but I didn't finish that work. And then started, I think this is not it. And then I was still wandering around. But yeah, something with it, coaching and helping people that are in need of a certain problem. And um, I think in this period of time, it would be great to do it online. Um, of course, I have an economy degree, a financial degree, so I or a business degree. So I'm always thinking about how can I monetize things. So I have a kind of a clue how I can do it, but then for me, it's still something that is difficult to execute.
Hmm.
I don't have the good concept. I think I'm
Hmm.
not having the great big picture in front of me.
Okay, so here's how I can
Yeah.
help you. So my purpose on this call is to
Okay.
understand when people want to work with Saba, I have to speak with them first just to make sure that they are fit, because we have a lot of all these calls coming in, so we just want to make sure that it's with the right people. And
Hmm.
looking at the conversation we have today, you have a tremendous message. You have a tremendous gift, okay, that people like myself, people that
Yeah.
are the younger versions of you, they all need to hear this. And as we can see all over the world, 2021, not just you, not just me, the entire world, even the planet Earth itself is going through healing. This is a very stressful year for people all over the world. So what I feel is that your gift is invaluable. Okay. What you're lacking, I've identified three main things. Okay. And I see that you're
Yeah.
taking notes as well. So feel free to,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, feel free to write this down as well. So number one,
Mhm.
obviously, is your message. And we want to refine this message to a point where it's crystal clear who exactly are you going to help, who needs this help, and who is absolutely willing to pay you to coach them to get this help. This is your message. Okay, this is the first pillar that we want to secure. Because without this, it doesn't matter. Everything else is useless if you don't know what your message is.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so the most important thing of everything is your message. Okay.
Yeah.
And number two, it is your offering,
Yeah.
which means, okay, now I'm clear who I serve, how I serve, who's willing to pay me. What is my thing? Do I give life coaching? Do I talk about how to deal with illnesses? Do I talk about bringing out my authentic self? So, how am I? What is my thing that I'm going to give people that brings them into a outcome that they want, and they're willing to pay you for, and willing to get coached for? Okay, so that's number two. And number three is your strategy. So, what is my game plan? In 3 months, exactly what are my goals? What should I be building? Because I can see that your profile, it has pretty good engagement. We're talking about hundreds of likes, hundreds of comments. So we want to turn all this traffic into a vehicle that is your organic coaching business.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So these are the three main things. And of course, the main goal is to, I know that money doesn't fulfill you anymore, but this is still a
No.
business. So we
Yeah,
still
of
want
course.
to, yeah, we still want to monetize things, make it into an actual business with an actual structure, and ultimately help spread your message to as many people as possible that needs to hear this. Finding who they really are, being who they really need to be, and so on. So, based on this conversation, would it make sense to have a second call with Saba personally so that she can go deeper into these three areas and find out if we can help you moving forward?
Wow. Okay, cool. Wow, this is amazing, man. You're really helpful. Mm.
Yes, that's awesome to hear. So, when would you like to speak with Saba? This week or?
Um, oh yeah, let's check on my agenda.
Yeah.
Uh, what is the closest? When is the earliest date that you can?
Okay, so my best suggestion would be Thursday,
Yeah,
11 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern.
Yeah,
Let
so
me
let's
check
do
what is.
some let's do some conversion.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eastern to Amsterdam. Yeah, that's 5 p.m. your time.
Um, yeah. Okay. Um, well, I said yeah. Uh, Is Friday, is there an option on Friday?
Friday.
She's
Let me have a
Eastern.
look.
Ah, yeah, she's Eastern. I understand. It's in the US, right? In Florida.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, then
Friday.
still, yeah.
So you want Friday or Thursday?
Let me think what is good to do. Yeah, let's do it on Thursday. I will manage
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Thursday
Yeah.
is so much better for Saba. Okay,
Cool.
so I'm
All right.
going to put in her calendar right now. And it's gonna be 11 to 12. So can I have your email, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to send you an invite right now.
Yeah. That's M. Dot a, yeah. Dot a dot. So M dot A dot and then Agapito, and that's AGAPITO, and then at gmail.com.
Okay, is this the one?
Ah, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, yeah.
So I've just sent you a calendar invite for 11 a.m. Eastern. That's 5 p.m. your time, Thursday, on your calendar. So let me know if you see it on your end.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, yep. So that concludes the call for today. Before I go, this is just for me personally. I'm just curious, with your reach and your experience, why are you considering Saba? What about her that attracts you?
Good one. I think it's her message. It's her message. Disconnection, connection. I was like, wow,
Oh,
this is the word.
her TEDx talk.
TEDx. Yeah, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And I
beautiful.
think on the second thing, her branding and everything, her exposure is great. Yeah.
I see. Okay, that clarifies. Wonderful. So I've really enjoyed this conversation with you. It's very inspiring for me. We are very similar people. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
So I'm
Cool.
looking forward to your second call with Saba and excited to see what's next for you this year.
Me too.
So have a
Thank you so much.
have a great rest of your day and enjoy your call tomorrow.
Yes, I will. Thanks, Sean. All right.
Pleasure. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.